everybody, welcome to the Moonstone Botanicals channel. I'm Sam, and this is my partner Josh.
Hi.
But like love partner, not like business partner. I mean, he does partake in the business, and he helps. He's one of the writers for our zine. He's one of our best cannabis researchers.
Yes.
You have a lot of experience. With cannabis. Our dog is very loud and she snores because she's a tiny little piglet. So if you hear her, please say sorry. So today, what are we talking about? Do you remember?
No.
We're talking about cornering bowls and a little bit of bowl etiquette, because when you're a baby, kind of curious person and you're in your first sesh situation, sometimes it can be a little daunting. Do you remember your first sesh situation?
Yeah, mine was a little bit different. I ate some cookies that were left out, and then I found out that they were weed cookies.
Was this Lee?
Yeah, it was from my friend Lee.
Lee, that's, I think, assault.
Yeah.
More on that later.
I have some choice words for you. And then later that night, I was like, well, I'm already here. So fast forward to me, don't do this, but fast forward to me smoking weed out of a Coke can.
Yeah, that's not something that you should do. Also, when you're thinking about putting a flame to any surface or any chemical, that creates a chemical reaction. You want to know what chemical reaction is going to happen when you're inhaling it. Kids, and I'm saying that as someone who's smoking out of a lot. I've smoked out of so many Diet Coke cans and apples with aluminum foil water bottles.
Which is why we're here today at Glass. That is our, a lot of people have done a lot of research, and it just keeps coming back to Glass.
Chemically stable. That's why when you look at a lab, what do you see everywhere? Glass. Mm-hmm. Glass. Very clean. If you clean it.
Yeah.
If you don't clean it, you're smoking out of what you have left, which, mind you, Josh cleans the Bong most of the time.
I do.
I do a deep clean. I get in there and do a very, very intense clean. But anyway, besides the point, let's say you are at a party. Would you actually patch? Would you patch this? And there's a Bong situation. First of all, this might be an obvious, but we've all seen memes about it. Let's talk about mouth placement, okay? Don't be fucking weird. Like, you just need a little bit of contact. Would you show me, like, the wrong way to put your mouth on a Bong?
I was literally thinking of doing that as a joke.
Yeah, like, no. Show me the right way to...
All right, let's go for this.
Yeah, don't do that. We've seen, there's memes of people doing this, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell we've already smoked? I'm so sorry. I'm not, though, because I'm having a good time. Don't put your mouth... I actually like this one because it's got a flat surface where you can kind of just like press. Molly, it is not about you right now. Where you just kind of gently press your mouth up to it. And also, on the other ones, there's some, if the hole is bigger, you put your mouth inside. You just hold it up against your face. You don't need to have intense suction. This isn't like a face mask in the swimming pool. It's just enough to be able to pull the medicine. Okay, relax. So then cornering the bowl, it might seem like you could just get in there and put the lighter on top and breathe it in. But like if you're sharing it, that means all the green is gone. Now, there are different thoughts about this. I know people who actually prefer to burn top and kind of go down, but like this is just how I like it. The way that you would do that, how you corner a bowl is, I forget that we have the B-roll already. Magic television. I'm like, wait, how is he going to see this? So basically, you're wanting to hold the flame at an angle, like not on top of the bowl, but to the kind of to the side and down below. Now you can hold it. You can hold that here. This could be that, but for me, I like to pull it kind of down and off to the side and let the air pull it down. I feel like you get a lower temperature and maybe a little bit more use, but honestly, there's days where I'm just like fucking torching the hell out of it. This is at a party. How delicate do you want to look? I like to look like a delicate weed smoker. If you have the opportunity to do this, and mind you, I say I want to look like, but this is talking about in public. At home, I am a goblin. There are times I am just shoving weed in whatever bong I can find. My boyfriend's like making tea and the bowl's next to him. And I'm like, would you give me the fucking thing? Because it is my medicine. I need it. I am cuckoo crazy and I get stressed anyway. So I do like a hemp wick, and I like to really emphasize hold it to the side because I feel like it looks ladylike and like I know what I'm doing.
Pinky out.
And I will tell you, ooh, the first time would be Josh were smoking together with a hemp wick because I just would blow it out. He spun it and I just thought it was like the cutest like weed boy shit. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, you're a 33-year-old woman. You've started companies. You've made people over $1 million. You have a degree. Why are you impressed by this weed boy shit? And I was like, oh, the way he did that was so smooth. This is because the patriarchy. It's not cute anymore because I know you now. You're just a man. They're all the same. They are the enemy.
I have deep lore.
You do. But for some reason, there are 3 men on this team. I don't like when he leaves the hemp wick on the table without putting it out, though, because it's oak and it's an oak veneer. And if this fucks up, I can't sand it down. It's already messed up. Will you not put the hemp wicks red on the table? Will you make sure they're out first, or just put them in the little hemp wick bowl?
I'll see what I can do.
Put it on an ashtray. Maybe move the fuck out of my house. I'm sorry.
I'll see what I can do.
This is how we communicate. I was not raised properly. And anyway, that is how you corner a bowl. That is one way to corner a bowl. Or if you know a different way, share down below. Because the main thing is if you are experiencing cannabis in a community, it's about equity. You want to share that you're not trying to get, the worst enemy, the worst energy you want to bring to a sesh is I'm trying to like take as much weed as possible. And we know that people are hurting and we know, but like you having less good relationships is not going to be good for you in the long run. So don't act like that.
And you're going to encounter exactly the kind of person we're talking about eventually at some point in your smoking career. So just like be on the lookout for those people and be careful to not like, everyone needs kindness and you should treat them kindly, but be careful to not include them in your smoking routine because it can really cause some resentment down the line. Like I've been in some situations where like you'll have like a joint or a blunt going and then they'll get it and then they'll like fucking like hit it for like 30 seconds and take like 10 puffs on it and then hand it back to you and it's like, just like this little tiny little roach. And those people are really draining. So watch out for that. Don't be that person. If that is you, figure out why. And then
be better.
Maybe apologize to your friends.
Go to fucking therapy.
Yeah.
Call your dad and tell him how you feel. But also too, as a person who, so I get content weed, right? Which is a gift, but I actually don't have a lot of income now. So I recently was laid off. So I don't know how much, like I might all of a sudden have a QP for free because of an event or something like this. But what I have to be careful about is if I have a big group of friends going out and I leave out everything, I can't be mad for how much weed gets smoked because it looks like a fucking cornucopia. So what I'll do is I'll be like, oh, Cullen's coming over. Let me put this away. And then let me shade. You know what? Let's use the small one and just take that out. And then you say, I'm going to put a few grams in here. And this is what I feel good at the community where I'm not asking people to Venmo me at the end of the night. Don't invite people over at a party and leave it out and then ask to Venmo. You know what? I do have friends that are here a lot. So what I like to do, I feel like sets good energy is if as soon as everyone walks in, you go, you motherfucking freeloaders, you shaking on my fucking weed. Will you guys calm the fuck down? Or at least order a pizza. And then Josh is like, shut the, it's a fun energy. We're like a family here. I think that's the way that you should do it, is just go into every situation taking it personally.
We're like a family that does drugs together.
That was just family growing up for me. I don't know. What else what is your family like? Right down below. But speaking of trauma, let's talk about journaling. One thing that we also want to share today, look, we make a lot of jokes here because I love to laugh. One of the reasons I love to laugh is because I've spent the majority of my adult career studying, researching, and helping rebuild people after trauma. I worked in anti-trafficking work, trafficking survivor care for a long time. And the thing that I realized about most people is that they're really hard on themselves. And what I've also realized is that self-love and self-compassion and self-care are things that create a capacity for compassion. There were times when I was like, so just, I was on the street doing outreach. I was like helping people in my life. I was giving money. I was doing all this stuff. And I realized that I had not monitored what I needed in so long that I was serving all these people and I hated them. I remember doing outreach and being like, I hate all of these people. And that affects the way that I care for people, right? I mean, obviously I wasn't like that all the time, but I learned how to honor my boundaries. And it taught me, what I learned is when I created boundaries for myself, it made me a better advocate. It made me a better caretaker, it made me a better partner, made me a better friend. And it went against everything, so I'm really passionate about inviting people into a process of looking inward, letting go of those expectations, loving themselves, and lighting up with cannabis, or even just being yourself. Because I found so much of healing is just sometimes accepting the weird thing about you. You know, Josh is so strange, and everybody, the things they say about him, but I think he's fine. I think he's just fine, just the way that he is. And I hope that you all love yourself so much. We have a great relationship. And if he blinks twice, he doesn't mean anything by it, okay? So that's why I did this journal, not only because I wanted to make money, but also I made this because I wanted an opportunity for people who use cannabis to have time that is both coping and looking at what we're coping with. Because I think that it's cannabis is something that comforts us. And you can sometimes comfort to hide from an issue, or you could comfort so that you have resilience to go through an issue. And now look, I'm not telling you to heal anything. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not telling you have to be healthier. That is not what this is. This is a place where you just get to actually show up how you are. And you'll see there's an introduction here, and I'd like to read it. This book is dedicated to the growers and the sowers, the visionaries and the pioneers of the cannabis community, to those who have been unjustly excluded or marginalized within this blossoming industry. Your absence is a loss for us all. Your contributions, though often unseen, lay the groundwork for a more equitable and compassionate future. Oh, I'm so excited. I also like that I get to teach people who are interested in cannabis about the ethical issues with cannabis. But yeah, so it has instructions for someone to use it, which this was draft number 1, which is way too big for a journal, we decided, and the text is really big, but it's still really precious, and I'm very, very happy with it. But it'll give instructions on what the look in, let go, light up process looks like. It'll give you mantras to choose from, because whatever, and also you can write your own mantra. This is just suggestions if you need. Whatever your goals are, your desires are, you should be saying it a lot. So it's a space where you can do that. And then here, it's just all the stuff you could want in a stoner journal. This journal is a place where you can talk about what you're smoking, how you feel about it, how it affects you. If you're a fan of, I feel like I'm going to say her name wrong, Miyabi?
I've been saying Miyabi, but I could be completely
Miyabi.
I think it's Miyabi.
Yeah. We've tagged her before, would tag again. If you follow her work, you could put like different, with CBG, CBD. I don't know. I felt like I was going to say the wrong letters. ACDC, like whatever. All the different strains that you're mixing. But also, how are you feeling? Not telling you how to feel, just saying, why don't you look at how you feel? Write it down. What flavors or what kind words do you need to hear today? Because sometimes just writing it down means that you can access it. Maybe that'll help you say it to yourself. Maybe it'll help you ask to hear it from someone who really cares about you. And then this section, it's just a place that says, be right where you are, express yourself just as you are, like just a place for you to write, journal. You can write about anything. There's also some hold on, reset, energy dropping. Also in this process, there's a few days that are just like this that you can check in, which you don't have to smoke every day. This might be a once a week thing. It might be a multiple, times that live your life. But every a few entries, there are these, what would you call them? Activities?
Yeah, I would say like activities or like feedback or check-in moments, writing prompts.
Yeah, writing prompts that you can do different things. This one's a crafting my ritual, which Josh, you're like the most like ritual bowl packer.
It's very important to me.
Yeah, and so this is a place where it's saying, hey, be mindful of it. Think of what you might want in that. There's some others about listing local and POC owned businesses. There's all kinds of stuff in here that I don't want to go too much into detail, but basically it's a space that you can use cannabis in your journey of reflection and just be intentional with it and be mindful, and maybe you'll like it. And I hope you'll like it. And there's going to be opportunity. If you want it, you can buy it. So yeah, there'll be information and a link to either pre-order or order them. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think it's cool? Or
I think you did a really good job. I hope that anyone who sees our content, watches our videos, purchases and reads the journal, sees that this Moonstone project is a collision of passions, and it kind of resolves around friendship and this flower. And so hopefully when you see this content and participate in the things that we do, like bingo nights and the journal and that kind of stuff, some of our love and joy for that spreads to you, and you get to share that as well.
Which, by the way, the bingo night was so much fun. So if you came to the bingo night, you're my favorite. Oh my gosh. And we're doing another one in January. So
yeah, get ready. Please follow us on Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff.
Also, I'm trending on Instagram, you guys. I got a lot of new followers because I've been making reels. And if you like laughing or not laughing, you could follow me there. Links included. But yeah, this will be available soon, or is already available, depending on how time works on the internet. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. The most precious thing you could share with me is your time. So I really appreciate it. Subscribe to our channel, ring the bell so that you'll be notified for all the stuff for pop parents. But if you're just new here, there's lots of stuff in the backlog to watch. So go binge, comment, engage, connect, message, convert, hustle.
Yeah, let us know you're here.
I'm doing too much, but thanks. Bye.
Bye.